Here's the step-by-step on how to make this little journal. Everything is in the bag except scissors, glue, and a hole punch. Let's take everything out, and here's the card, of course. And typically I put the postcard in the front with rubber fingertips, but this is a rubber. I only have one here, so that's what we're doing. Just like that. Put it right in, position it how you want. Okay, we've started the card. I want to get everything set up so that we're going to put this glued, get this attached first. So what I did is to make this edge right here, all I did was I just ripped it like this. Nothing fancy, no guideline. I just kind of ripped it. I think it looks really cool. So, and just do it. You don't have to. I'm going to keep telling you that over and over again. Do what makes you happy. This is your little mini journal. So, just on both sides. Just like that. And here's the bag. What I did is I folded the bag in half with this side out. I centered this between the middle of the, as best as you can. I'm just eyeballing everything. And then what I'm doing here now is I'm just poking holes. I know that might freak some people out, but that's what I'm doing. I'm showing you that you can do this with as few tools as possible. So there. Now I'm going to take the ribbon, and I want the ribbon to be tied on the outside, right? So therefore, whoops, I should have gone this way. So we're going to just put the ribbon in one side. And you know what? It's probably easier to do one at a time. That would make so much. See, we're learning as we go. There we go. Sometimes I forget what I did and how things would be easier. Okay, so we've got one side in. If you have trouble getting the ribbon through, you could always put a piece of tape around the tip to make it become like a little needle. And I have to go, there we go. Got that. Okay, so now we have it just like this. I'm pulling it through. You might want to make sure that this is flat and not twisted. See how I made it flat? And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull it just like so. We're going to save this ribbon, but we want to make it a nice length. And I'm going to end up tying this in a double knot so that it will stay nicer. The satin ribbon I find is slippery. I don't know if anyone else has a better way to make it without double knotting it, but that's what I'm going to do so that it stays together. And then we're just going to trim it. Always trim at an angle so it prevents fraying. But we're going to save this for another thing you'll see in a minute. Okay, we have it in. Look at this. We're already journaling. And so now, this is the inside. We have the mini envelope. Here's the mini envelope. Fold it. Fold it. We're going to do this. Get this glued and drying. And so this is the glue I'm using. I do have this available in my shop, but use whatever glue makes you happy. Again, this is not to be like an expensive hobby or card kit. Just do what you have. Use what you have. I want this to be like just a fun little activity. So you might have to apply some pressure or put this like under something heavy so that it will dry. And while that's drying, we'll work on the little stamp. So let's get that out of our pile of items here. We have this, we have our stamp. Okay, so you can see that it's a little bit bigger, the stamp. You can keep it that way. I'm going to trim it so that it just kind of frames it better. But if you like it bigger, that's great too. And what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of glue. Not a lot, just a little stamp. Put it like that. And then glue here. There we go. Got it glued. And then I'm going to put this here, just like that. This is coming along. It looks like it's pretty stable. And we'll just put a bunch of glue on this so it stays in place. Just like that. You can put it straight, you can put it at an angle. Oops. Okay, we've got that. All right, now we're gonna go, what do we have next? We have the sticker. All right, I'm gonna put the sticker on. Now these stickers are, they're, what do you call it? They're thrifted stickers. So I'm going to put a little glue on the sticker because I feel like the adhesive is starting to go. So do that. I'm going to come back and do the words in a minute after we cut out the slide. Get that all squared away. We'll do that in a minute. But here I'm just using my fingernail. You can use a bone folder or credit card, whatever works. And what we're doing is we're making this little thing right here. So all I did was fold this in half, this little cardstock paper pack paper. I'm punching a hole just about the middle like that. And I'm going to grab the ribbon that I said that we should hold on to. And what I'm going to do is tie it, putting it in halfway like this, feeding it back on the other side. Just like that. Again, I'm going to tie it in a little knot. I like this one not being a bow and just kind of like hanging out like that. So, and I'm just going to trim it, angle, and now this goes in the envelope. I like having the little ribbon hanging out like that, but if you don't, trim it down. There we go. So now we're going to flip the page, and now we're onto this pocket. So here you can see the gray lines to cut it out. So what I'm just going to do is trim it on those gray lines. And you can always save these little bits of cardstock left over with this snowflakey pattern for something else, or put it in here too, something else. There will be a little white spot that you see that I didn't put anything because I thought you could write, but you could use this there if you'd like. So I'm just trimming on these lines. I made them faded, like a faded gray, so it wouldn't be too much in your face with the gray. All right, but look at all the scrap we have left over. I bet we could put that, what I'm thinking is, if you wanted to, I guess you could put a little bit here or here. So just an idea. And what I'm doing is I'm just folding on the gray score line, and then I'm just going to use my fingernail. You could use the slide, maybe not, that's not the best idea. Use something sturdy, like your fingernail, a credit card, a bone folder, and fold it like this. And then we'll just make sure everything lines up nicely. Perfect. And now we have a little folder, so now we just have to glue it. So since you're going to be gluing it down on the page, if you want to, there's two ways to do that. You can fold it like this, so the opening's like that, and you'll glue it here, but you'll have this edge showing. If you don't want that, you could fold it like this, so that it's a clean seam, you know, a non-visible seam, just like that. This is what I'm going to do. That way, it looks, you know, more finished, in my opinion. What I do is I'm going to put glue here on the little flappy section, and then I'm going to put glue here on this little flappy section, and that will glue it all together. Just like that. And now that that's glued, we are going to, it looks like I folded it the wrong way because you can see the gray, so that was my bad. It's okay. See, we just trimmed it off. No one knows, just you, whoever's watching this video. And now what I'm going to do, you could glue it this way if you want the pocket to be hidden, or if you want the pocket to be visible, glue it this way. So I'm going to do it this way so the pocket is visible. And we'll glue this on. Here we go. And an angle. Okay. Next up is the shimmer red cardstock, and now we're going to get into this. And I'm just trimming this down so it has a nice amount around the edge. If you have a paper cutter, feel free to use that. I'm just going to freehand this, and it'll be okay. So just like this. And then what I did is we'll put that aside for the next little bit. This will fit in there nicely. Put this here. Glue it. Put it on just like this. So it's kind of like hides into the pocket. And then I don't want it to be that high. I want it to be this high. And I probably should have put this sticker on first before I just willy-nilly cut it. Thankfully, I'm okay. And I'm just, like I said, these stickers are slightly, I feel like they're less tacky than I would like them to be. So there we go. Okay, we got that page done. This page, okay. Oh, where's our tree? From here, all we have to do is put the tree in. It's blank on the other side for you to decorate. And we have the words. I guess we can cut those out now because we're going to get to the slide. Here's the slide. What we're going to do is, what I did is I didn't punch a hole in the slide. What I actually did is I glued the twine right onto it. So I got the measurement that I wanted for the twine. Just by like doing this, I don't know how far you want it to hang. So something like that, because you're going to put the brad in, then it's going to dangle. So what I did is I trimmed the twine. And there's a little bit extra twine here just in case you want to play around with it. And then I glued it right on here, right in the middle, just like that. I didn't want to punch a hole in the slide. I just didn't know how that would all play out. So this was my thought on how to make that not happen, or not glue. And then I'm going to take my smaller scissors, and this little holly is that little holly right there. So I'm just going to trim around it. You can fussy cut it however you want to do it, just like that. And then I'm just going to put some more glue on this. It almost looks like eye covers. And here we go. Just like that. Okay, and now you have that. I'm just going to let that dry for a minute, and while that's drying, we'll cut out the words here. Wishing you a festive. Okay, and then here we go. I'm just going to trim it so it's not, I don't like the points on there. There we go. So while that slide is drying, we'll put this here just like it was here. Just a little bit of glue, put down there. Where's the other piece? Here it is. It flopped over here. And it's over here. Just like that. And now that's done. So we have this whole section done. And now this is done. Now we're onto the slide. We need to just get that attached. So we have our brad. Poke it through. But I want to make sure when you poke it through, make sure you put it in this way and not this way. And I'll show you why. I don't know how to tell you that this is so that the flat side is facing right and left, not north. Up and down or north and south. You want it to go, you want the flat sides facing east or west. And I can't believe I'm using directions like that, but here we are. And then I honestly just poked it right through. And the reason why I wanted it to go that direction is so that it goes flat horizontally like this around the back. You don't want it going up and down because then the brad could be showing. And then I just hook this right onto the brad. And if you are nervous about it not staying, just wrap it around once like that. And now you have the little slide. We don't have Santa cut out yet though, so let's do that. Here is our Santa. I gave you 2, so just in case there's a little cutting mishap with the first one, you have a second one. You don't have to worry. If you use both of them, just put white background behind it. No one's going to know. There's no right and wrong. So just like that, we'll glue it in. I feel like it needs to be trimmed just a tiny bit over on this tiny. Just going to glue this. If you want, you could put the other one on the other side so it's double-sided. It's whatever makes you happy. There. Looks so cute. All right, this page is done. I decided to leave this side blank so that you could put like a picture there, a fun memory, write something. All right, now we're into this section. So now I am taking this negative and I'm using it and I'm going to cover up that brad. That's what I decided to do. If you like the brad showing, do that. Leave it. I'm going to just put a little extra up the top where the brad is so that it stays, but that's the amount of glue I'm using. See, just like that, it covers it perfectly, right? And again, you can like write in here, color, decorate. You could put like your own little ornaments or garland or something fun. Now, along the top here, I just gave it a nice little slice. It doesn't have to be too deep, just a little slice along the top, all the way to the other side. And then I just like ripped it off like that. And then we're going to stick in this one, just like that. Wasn't that easy? And I love that you're putting it in on top on this side, but here you're putting it in the side and it's the same bag. And then finally, we're going to take our ribbon. And this is our last step. Can you believe it? So I just fold the ribbon. I just want to make sure there's enough room so that this piece of cardstock will fit in, but it is. And it will fit in there nicely. So now I'm just going to glue. I love the wire ribbon for this because it gives it that extra stability. I'm just gluing on both sides. We're putting it down like this. Gonna let it dry for a minute. And now the glue is dry. So slide it in just like that. You have this adorable little journal and all ready to go. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. And that's how we make this little journal. If you have any feedback for me, I would really appreciate it because I'm thinking about making this a new product kind of line for 2025, but I'd love to get your feedback. Was it too much, not enough? Price, all that would be great. Thank you.